Welcome to the All Around Joe Podcast. We optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement junkie. On this edition of the All Around Joe Podcast, we are going to be talking about the 5 reasons why slower is better. And this is going to pass over or cross over into all different areas of life. So I'm going to dig into why our society has gotten into this fast is better sort of mentality and why it is really screwing a lot of us up in achieving big goals, big dreams, nice abs, all of this stuff that we could just have if we were okay with working hard, getting into the grind, and having achievements become slower. All right. Now, I've got to tell you that my whole life, I have never had something that was achieved quickly. So I've had to take this mentality and work into it. And I think that a lot of people have gotten in or grown up with this instant gratification thing, and what happens is it's passed over into other parts of their lives for areas that shouldn't be fast. All right, you know, if you can call up and have someone order or deliver a pizza in 15 minutes, great. But if you want to achieve something that actually takes a lot of work, like having, you know, a really strong body or creating a business that's successful, or going to college, getting a high-end degree, it's going to take some time and some hard work to get that going. And I think that people also don't think about, setting goals and being okay with having them take multiple years to achieve them. So I would highly recommend that you take that into account, that you're be okay with things taking longer. And I'm going to dig into 5 reasons why slower is definitely better. Before we get into that, make sure that you guys, if you don't or haven't already, check out The Get Better Projects. I've got my shirt on right here, thegetbetterproject.com. And you can get 2 free weeks by going to thegetbetterproject.com/2 weeks, where we do online, at-home training programs for people that are looking to get in exceptional shape. This is the exact program that Emily and I follow to be able to do all the crazy cool stuff that we've done. We recently just ran up Zion's Angel's Landing, which is, if you've been there, it is insane. So we ran all the way up until just a few of the steepest switchbacks, and then the part where it was the cables and the chains that was just unsafe, and then we ran all the way back down it. So it was fun because we had people looking at us like, oh my gosh, I cannot even wrap my mind around being able to do something like that. And this is all just from our training program. The Get Better Project, level 3 workouts with 2 dumbbells and 1 kettlebell is what we do 4 to 5 days a week. And the endurance training, which I program into the program, which is optional for people that need or don't need the endurance training program, that's what we do. So get 2 free weeks right now by going to thegetbetterproject.com/2 weeks. We'd love to have you. We also do weekly athlete check-ins so we can really optimize your sleep, your nutrition, your stress, all the stuff that really goes into you getting great results. That is, we will do whatever it takes to help you out, video review, all that stuff. All right, guys, check it out. Let me know if you have any questions, and let's get into why slower is better. You probably already dropped off because you're like, man, this podcast is going too slow. I don't understand. I want things now. I want these results now. I want my abs now. I want my food now. I want my $1 million now. So, guys, we need to get over that. We need to be willing to work. And here's the 5 reasons you're going to understand this much better if you just hang with me for the duration of this podcast, which is not going to be that long because I know that your attention span is not that long. So the first thing is the trickle-down effect. So if you learn how to work hard on one particular thing, so let's say that you want something really bad, whether it be, a 6-pack abs, or you want to, buy your first house maybe, or you want to buy an investment property, you want to get to 10 investment properties, whatever it may be. You set this really big, they call it like a hairy, audacious, hard, big goal, and you take time to get to it. So you work hard, and you have to work hard at it for a long time. I would say if it doesn't take you at least a couple years, it's not big enough. It's not a big enough, strong enough goal, or you really hack the system. Like there are some people that I know, like somebody that wants to get 10, rental properties, and they find somebody as a mentor that can really help them out. It's kind of like if you join the Get Better Project, you get all of the information that I have in order to get fantastic results that I've learned over the last 20 plus years, and you can just have them if you just plug in and would do the hard work. Right now, you start to learn so much and get these results without having to take the 20 years to learn it. So same idea, but there's a trickle down effect that will still happen, right? Like even if you join the Get Better project, you will still have to work really hard, and it may take you a couple years to get to this, plateau of what you thought was an amazing body, or strength or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. But if you're working hard on something like that, then it will trickle down to other areas of your life. So I know that if I'm working really hard at trying to achieve greatness in the fitness world, I am trying to also do that in, how I drive, in the food that I eat, in my investments, in the relationships I have with other people. I'm okay with working hard and having things not just, appear really quickly. So there's that trickle down effect that really spreads out over the rest of your life. And one of the major reasons why you should be okay with this slower is better process and being okay. I'm not saying like so slow that things don't actually happen. I'm saying so slow that things are realistically going to happen. People go out and buy a lotto ticket so they can have a really fast increase of income. But that doesn't happen for people. And then they end up going and buying lotto tickets their whole life and they never win the lottery. But if they just took that same amount of time and effort into working hard at building a business, or maybe even put that money into a Vanguard investment index fund account in 5, 10, 20, 30 years, you'd have a lot of money built up. You start getting to that compound depending on how much money you're putting into that particular thing or how much time you're putting into that business, how hard you're working, the people that you surround yourself with. There's that trickle down effect, though, that you do the one thing and it starts to trickle down to others. So if you're trying to figure out how to use this method, then I would recommend focusing on that one thing and seeing how you can apply it to other areas of your life. Expectations. So you're always going to have expectations, and if you set your expectations very high, like I do and I recommend, and you set your expectations for things to be really fast, and you're going to go find the person, the woman of your dreams, the man of your dreams, you're going to go and get the degree super easy, you're going to go and make $1 million super easy, you're going to go and do all this stuff. Those expectations will set up potential for failure, and then you will not come around to continue working hard. And failure is totally fine. I went and rode this mountain bike trail. There was a double black diamond yesterday, and there's probably 10 different obstacles that I fell off my bike on. I couldn't get up and over. And that was awesome. In the moment, you're frustrated by it. You may try them a few times, maybe you get them, maybe you don't. But at the end of the day, it's so cool, and you reflect on it, and you realize how amazing it was that you got so much better than that other person that decided to not even try those or get off on a walk or whatever it may be. My body's going to learn that. Whether I don't have to do anything. I just have to just attempt it. My body's going to learn it. I'm going to get better at it. The next time around, I'm going to be better at it. The next time around, I'm going to be better at it. And you have this expectation that you set for yourself about how doing these hard things is going to actually make you better. And you have an expectation of what effort is going to take in order to get to these big goals that you want to, like, I keep coming back to like having abs, because a lot of people are very into looking good rather than feeling good. And I think it's mostly because they've never really felt good and they don't know the difference. They're just, feeling bad, sleeping bad, all that stuff. They are in the grind. They're in the slower is better mindset, but it is for the wrong things. They're like, I'm in this grind. I'm going to sleep bad. I'm going to let my body slowly deteriorate over time, rather than recovering by having a slow approach to getting better and better. So have that expectation. If you're doing these things and you have the expectation that it's going to take time, it's going to take hard work, that you're going to achieve more things. So you're also going to appreciate it. So number 3 is appreciation. If things are harder and you have to fail a lot to achieve the things that you really want to, it is so much better when you get to those achievements. It is unbelievable. If you just went out and you started a business that was radically successful in the first year, you wouldn't have had worked hard in order to have that happen. If you haven't had businesses fail, if you haven't had to try and get yourself in shape and it didn't turn out the way that you want to, if you haven't had to have tons of hard workouts in order to have, this body made of steel, in order to appreciate that, you need to work hard. You need to have these speed bumps in the road, and you need to, it pretty much, it goes slow. Whether you want to or not, it just goes slow. That's why I like to have people that want to have ripped bodies set the expectation of being really hardworking for 1 to 2 years. Realistically, if you were working with me, I could get you, most people, unless you're morbidly obese, abs and six-pack and looking great in about 3 to 6 months. But on your own, And knowing that you're not going to be standing next to me working as hard as you probably should, even if you're doing the Get Better project. If you even join the Get Better project and we're working as hard as you possibly could and working with me on the nutrition side of things, 3 to 6 months, yeah, you could do that. But I know that most people are not going to be able to do that. And I don't even want them to. I'd rather have you take this really slow approach, change your life, have the amazing habits, appreciate it, love the work process that goes into it, and then in 2 years look back and be like, man, I know how to eat right. I know how to work my body in order to get the results that I want. I know how to sleep now. I know how to maximize or minimize my stress. I know how to handle that. I've learned all of these skills that are just habits now that are a part of my life, so that I'm not just this three month person that got super ripped for summer, but I now after summer's over, I go and drink too much and I'm fat again within a month, and I didn't even internalize any of these things. So the appreciation is a big one with having to work and have something take time. Number 4, the journey is really where it's at. So the ability for you to work hard and enjoy the day-to-day struggle is really the prize in and of itself. So it's not the abs at the end, although those are fun and they look good and people appreciate them. I like to look at them and pet them. But it's really the hard workouts when you don't feel like doing them, but you push yourself through it. Those are the things that you really come to appreciate. And it's, like I said, the appreciation was the last one, but it's really the journey is the appreciation part once you get into it. Once you get into the grind is awesome. Going to work day to day, every single day to make other people's lives better in your business, that's what it's all about. Getting up to do this podcast, even though I don't feel like it, even though it's 3 p.m. and I'd rather be hanging out on a trail going for a walk or outside doing something, I'm going to grind and put it together and bring the energy up in order to hopefully change somebody's life, to twist their mindset from this normalcy that is not getting anybody good results. If it's normal, it's probably not good results. You should never aim to be normal. You should aim to be exceptional, outstanding. You should aim to be the outlier, because normal, it's crap. You don't want normal. So enjoy the journey, enjoy the grind, enjoy the workouts, enjoy the work, enjoy the process, figure out what you enjoy, and then double down on it and really get into it and think about the process of what you are enjoying in that. So, think about the struggle. I had a workout yesterday that I failed at. Like, I could not complete the prescribed workout. And it was so hard. My legs were shaking like I haven't remembered them shake for a long time. We're doing thrusters. But looking back on it, even so I finished, I failed the prescribed amount, but I finished in a longer amount of time than was prescribed. But when I got done, I immediately felt good about it. Like, even though I was hardly able to walk, I immediately felt good about what I accomplished, what the effort that I put in, because I hit that wall, because my body is going to change for it. And I give myself these positive feelings about being in that grind and in that really hard environment in order to get where I want to go. So you put yourself in there and you appreciate those things. You have the hard phone calls. You have the hard presentations. Appreciate them and learn how to appreciate them. That's what it's about. So number 5 is you will achieve more. Even though you're probably dropped off because it wasn't fast enough for this podcast. We're only at 13 minutes and your probably attention span was 3. But anyway, 5 reasons of why slower is better is that you will achieve more if you are okay with this process. The people that want things really fast and they go and they quit and they try something else because they didn't want to have that failure to go slow, to grind hard, to achieve what they actually want to achieve, those people are not going to achieve hardly anything in their life. But if you're willing to put the time in to set your goals up for what you actually want to achieve and be okay to grind and work hard and have the results come slow, then you are actually going to achieve more. People have this saying, they say life is short, but that's mostly so that you shouldn't get yourself stuck in something that you really don't like to do. Life is actually pretty darn long. Think about how long it is, how 2 years is. If I tell you should put 2 years in to create the body of your dreams or your abs or whatnot, and maybe it'd even take longer, so many people these days, probably 99% of people are going to be like, I'm not even going to try and do that because Joe said it'd take 2 years. That's too long. But they turn right around and say life is short, so I should go and, party. Doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. So if you are able to lock yourself into the slow grind, to work hard for what you actually really want, then you're going to achieve so much more, because let's say your ideal body takes 2 years to achieve, and you get there, and then you get to put another goal on there, and you've learned how to do it. So maybe you're going to go build a business now. Maybe you're going to go, do an Ironman now, because you know how hard it works, how hard to work to achieve the body that you wanted. And now you're going to achieve the performance goal, or do an ultra marathon, or set some amazing goal for yourself that you're okay with working hard for, being a professional something or other, mountain biker or CrossFitter or whatever it may be. You now have the ability, the grind in order to get that done. And you're just going to turn around. You'll look back on your life in 10 or 15 years and you'll be like, holy smokes, look at how much I've achieved. Even though in the moment it felt like it was slow, 20 years, that chunk of time will go by pretty darn fast once you're there, and you can look back and see all the achievements that you've had that took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in order to grind out, in order to get done. But once you look back, it is 100% worth it. It's 100% appreciated, and you will thank me, hopefully, in 20 years when you started to implement this process. So you get the trickle-down effect. You get the expectations that are awesome. You get the appreciation that you're going to be so thankful for. The journey is really where it's at, and we preach that in all kinds of things, and you should have heard that before. And you will achieve more, even though it seems like you're going slower, and you are. But because of all of these things, you'll turn around after the fact, and you'll have achieved much more that is important and quality stuff to you. All right? So there you have it, guys. 16 minutes and 58 seconds right now. I hope you appreciated this podcast. I hope you have enjoyed listening. I hope that you will reach out to me if you need anything, and I hope that if you're looking for an amazing program to get into amazing results, that will take some time, but it's the right path if you want to be able to do freaking awesome stuff like go canyoneering and trail running and mountain biking and hike up any mountain that you really want to. I mean, we'll get you ready for it in the Get Better Project. So head over to thegetbetterproject.com/2 weeks and get started with 2 weeks so you can see what it's about. Do the athlete check-ins, get to work with me personally, all that fun stuff. thegetbetterproject.com/2 weeks. All right, guys. Enough. I need to get done before 20 minutes because I don't want you to lose your attention span, try and, do 12 things at the same time, get results all right now. No, I'm just joking with you. All right, guys, thanks for listening. I really appreciate you. If you're following me on social, give me some comments from time to time. Let me know you're out there. I'm at All Around Joe pretty much everywhere, and the Get Better Project pretty much everywhere else. All right. The All Around Joe podcast. We optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement. See you on the next podcast.